This week is my Slots and Daggers review. Slots and Daggers is a slot machine roguelike from Friedemann and Future Friends Games. The game was released on Steam at the end of October and retails for only $8. I would like to extend a thank you to the developer and publisher for the key. There's really no story. You're a guy that on an adventure, you start out in the plains, you see that this area, this land is destroyed. You go, you learn that this kingdom has fallen for some reason and you need to get to the end because the end will tell you why everybody is dead and why everything is the way that it is. With that being said, there is exactly 3 story beats in the video game. Gameplay is what you imagine from a slot machine based roguelike. You are introduced to a bad guy. You press the spin button. You then press the spin button 3 more times to lock in the icons. The icons do something. If it's a shield, it gives you shield. If it's a broadsword, it hits them hard. If it's a dagger, it'll do damage and poison. And then in a turn-based combat kind of way, your opponent then attacks and does damage to you and or heals and or puts up shields. You beat them up and then you get coins. Once you get the coins, the shop opens up, and then the shop has passives. Passives like increase your health, or whenever you deal critical damage, then you get to re-roll that slot again, or do more damage. Very, very simple things. And then you have weapons that you can choose from. Maybe you want to hit harder, and so you can get a sledgehammer that has a percentile to stun the enemy, or you can get magic attacks and deal magic damage, which I think is just regular hit points that goes through shields. With a game based so much in luck, there are times when you feel bad for getting the results that you are given, but the thing about Slots and Daggers is that there are passives and items to help you nudge that luck into your direction. And before you know it, you'll be re-rolling slot lines for minutes on hand. When I completed the game, I rolled against the end boss one time for almost 5.5 minutes. It was fantastic. I loved every minute of it. If there is a case that you lose, then it is okay, because then the roguelike aspects come into play. You are given chips after defeating enemies. You use those chips for permanent upgrades like health, damage reduction, another life when you die. All very standard. It goes without saying that Friedemann is the best pixel artist that I have ever seen. This game, and just like Summer House, is some of the most polished art design I've ever seen in my life. The slot machine looks great. There's a little whiskey and an orange in a glass to your right that shakes every time the enemy hits back. There's dice on the left side too, that if your opponent hits you or you do a bunch of dumb stuff, you get rewarded with more coins. The way that the coins shoot out of the left side of the slot machine is fantastic. They just eject out of there. I also really enjoy the stick figure-like enemies. They have a nice pencil erraticness to them that makes them look way scarier than they should be. I also just really like the way that the game sounds. There's 2 really good tracks. One of them is the battle music and the other one is this shop song. Very nice. The way that the weapons hit against the enemies make it sound like it's hitting against wood if it's a light weapon, but it really feels like you're taking a chunk out of them if it's a big weapon. The way that the enemy attacks, little light bulbs light up, and it sounds like their weapons have impact against your health and shield. At the end of the day, I very much enjoyed Slots and Daggers. I think for $8 for a 5-hour experience is good. I think the design of forcibly making the player lose to use the upgrades that they have in their arsenal is a good idea. I like starting back from the beginning, feeling incredibly overpowered, to hit then a brick wall to then start over again. I rolled credits in about 4.5 hours, and I felt satisfied. Though there is not much replayability, it is still a superb looking, sounding, and fun video game.